You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 16th of August. Monsoon mayhem continues in India's Himachal Pradesh. Pakistan announces sharp hikes in petrol and diesel prices. And Afghan women fight to survive under the Taliban. And now for all the details. Rescue operations continued on Wednesday in India's Himachal Pradesh, where at least 60 people have been killed following heavy rains that wreaked havoc across the state. Hundreds of rescue personnel have been deployed to remove the remains of a temple which collapsed after a landslide which has killed at least 17 people and many were still fear-trapped. One person was also killed in another fresh incident of landslide after several houses collapsed in Shimla on Tuesday. Schools and other educational institutes have been closed in the district and people in vulnerable areas were being moved to shelters as per state officials.
अभी देखिए आज हमारा जो ये सर्च एंड रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन है इसका थर्ड डे है। तो आज हमने मॉर्निंग 6:30 बजे जो है सर्च एंड रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन शुरू कर दिया था। तो अभी लगभग जो हमारा आंकड़ा है जो लोकल लोगों से कुछ कंफर्म हुआ है उसके हिसाब से 21 के आसपास ये बताया जा रहा है कि 21 के आसपास यहाँ पे बॉडीज़ हो सकती हैं, जिसमें से जो 12 बॉडीज़ हैं वो हमने पिछले जो 2 दिनों में रिकवर की है। तो अभी हमारा ये सर्च एंड रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चल रहा है। तो आज भी हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि कुछ हमें इसमें बॉडीज़ मिलेंगी या जो कुछ लोग मिलेंगे जिनको हम अच्छे से रेस्क्यू कर पाएंगे।
Heavy rain was forecast to continue in parts of Himachal Pradesh and neighbouring Uttarakhand. Both states suffered widespread damage last month too due to incessant downpour and have recorded above normal rainfall during this monsoon season. Moving on, in yet another attack on religious minorities in Pakistan, several churches were vandalized in Faisalabad on Wednesday over blasphemy allegations. Taking to X, Azad Marshal, the President Bishop, Church of Pakistan, said that Bibles had been desecrated and Christians were tortured and harassed, having been falsely accused of violating the Holy Quran. Earlier this week, a Hindu man was also arrested in Punjab province on blasphemy charges for making disrespectful comments about Muslim holy places and shifted to jail to protect him from an enraged mob. Human rights defenders have long believed blasphemy laws are often exploited by religious extremists as well as ordinary Pakistanis to settle personal scores against minorities, including Christians, Hindus and Sikhs. A day after Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar assumed office as the caretaker Prime Minister of Pakistan, his government announced a sharp increase in fuel prices. The Finance Ministry in a statement said the price of petrol would be raised by 17.50 rupees to 290.45 rupees, while diesel will now cost 293.40 rupees per litre after an increase of 20 rupees. The fuel price increase effective from Wednesday is the second such hike within a month, which is seen as a measure to oblige with IMF bailout measures. The hike is likely to trigger a fresh wave of inflation in the South Asian nation, which is undergoing its worst economic crisis.
महंगाई बहुत हो गया भाई। महंगाई ने यार बंदे का जीना आराम कर दिया, कमर तोड़ दिए। 10,000, 5,000, 3,000 भी कमा के जाओ तो सुबह लकीर का फकीर बन गया इधर। गुजारा नहीं है, मुश्किल है अब। आटा महंगा, चीनी महंगा, गैस महंगा, पेट्रोल महंगा, डीजल महंगा। मौलाना साहब महंगा, निकाह पढ़ने जाओ, पहले निकाह 500 लेते तब 2,000 मौलाना साहब मांगते हैं। बंदा शादी भी नहीं कर सकता अब। बहुत महंगा हो गया हिसाब किताब।
Moving on, as Taliban marked its second anniversary of their return to power in Afghanistan, the women in country have been fighting for their survival as they have barred from education and work. A report.
Since the Taliban took power in 2021, Afghan women have been fighting for their survival as they have barred them from attending universities and working for international organizations. 27-year-old Mariam used to work as a database officer before the Taliban seized control. She then went on to become a teacher at a private school for girls, a job she was only able to hold onto for a year before the ban on girls' education, and now she has opened a sewing workshop. Mariam said she's gradually adapting to the new realities and is optimistic.
تعقیب نشینی نکردم، تسلیم نشدم، بازم ادامه دادم. گفتم که خب خیر، درس خانه است، مکتب دروازه‌اش بسته شد، پانتون بسته شد، اما افکار ما خب بسته نشده. یعنی ما میتونیم که از افکار خود استفاده کنیم و هیچ وقت نگوییم که دیر است یا ما فکرشم نمیکنن که طالبا بتونن بگیرن دولت. باز اونم که گرفتن و همش باز این محدودیتاش که روز به روز زیاد شده رفت یا بیخی مشکلات زیاد ایجاد کرده. بهترین روز به همه مردم افغانستان تا جایی که من فکر میکنم.
Meanwhile, Taliban on Tuesday marked the second anniversary of their return to power. Dozens of armed Taliban soldiers in military vehicles waved large white Taliban flags in Kabul to commemorate their victory. Though no foreign government has formally recognized the Taliban's regime in Afghanistan.
Bangladeshi Minister Dipu Moni on Tuesday slammed foreign powers for interfering in the country's internal issues and questioned why there was a glaring silence on their end when violators of human rights and war criminals came to power, news agency UNB reported. Speaking on the death anniversary of Bangladesh founder Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Moni referred to post-poll violence in 2001 and said that foreign concerns on human rights were missing during the BNP and Jamaat government when the country plunged into a dark period marked by heinous crimes against innocent people. Her remarks came as Western countries have raised concern over the electoral process in the country and a crackdown on descendants by PM Sheikh Hasina's administration. Sri Lanka on Tuesday lifted a ban on imports of trucks and other heavy vehicles for the first time since 2020. However, import bans on passenger vehicles, including cars, will remain in place. The import restrictions were imposed as the country's economy tottered from a financial crisis caused by a serious shortage of foreign reserves. The economy has stabilized over the past 9 months after the country secured a $2.9 billion IMF bailout. An IMF delegation is also expected to visit Colombo in September for the first review on Sri Lanka's loan program, and upon approval, it would allow a disbursement of around $338 billion. In-country still needs to complete debt talks with creditors by September in time for the IMF review and implement key economic reforms to put its recovery on a sustainable path. A small Parsi community in India's Mumbai celebrated their traditional New Year Navroz on Wednesday by offering prayers at the fire temple in the city. Take a look.
Members of the Parsi community or Zoroastrians celebrated the traditional New Year Navroz by offering prayers to their prophet Zarathustra at their places of worship in India's western Mumbai city on Wednesday. Navroz is celebrated on the first day of the Farvardin, the first month of Zoroastrian calendar. On this day, the Parsis decorate their homes with floral garlands and chalk designs. There are usually get-togethers in the evenings when community members congregate to celebrate the occasion.
We just celebrate with friends and family. Essentially, first go to the Egyari and follow our rules of our religion. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds.
देखो मैं तो अभी 80 ईयर की हूँ इसलिए इतना मेरे को ये नहीं है पर ये भगवान को याद करो अच्छा काम करो दुनिया के लिए बहुत हो गया ये मेरा मानना है.
India is home to the largest population of Zoroastrians, which stands at nearly 70,000, mostly concentrated in the western part of the country.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.